Remember the weapon that Carl managed to get in the sneaky sabotage mission? Indeed, the Exergis is the corporate shotgun that Carl managed to get so that he could use it to break through the whole corpus factory without any problem. But the question is that, as the Plink's brother, Plink's got a tender version, but what the Exergis got? Well, nothing, I guess. Because of how unfair it is, sometimes I feel like, is it Exergis really don't have something to go with? Well, Carl at least feels like this weapon is so good, so I think it has its own good as well. But how good can be? I want to try to find it out, and that's why this video is here. So without further ado, let's hop right into it. If we try to take a look at Exergis stats, you can immediately tell that this shotgun has a very good damage and stat distribution. As a shotgun that just only has 3 multi-shot, which somehow can be more but not that much, it has actually a good amount of damage to pair up with, because sometimes a single shot damage usually need a very high damage to pair up with. But most shotguns relying on a lot of multi-shot to make sure the damage can be relatively high, but that is exchange that single pellets will be quite low in damage. This is what Exergis is already good at. And if you take a look at the stats, you can immediately tell that this weapon is a heavily status build weapon, because the status per projectile already reached out to the massive amount of 36, which compared to most shotguns, because has a lot of projectiles, the status will be relatively low. But this also shows that it's not even managed to run a crit build, as the crit chance and damage are relatively low. Fire rate, I guess it's okay, but wait, one magazine? Indeed, based on what I could tell, Exergis is actually shatter the crystal to make sure that it can do a damage. Because of this, the base magazine will be at 1. Now, if you ask about the build, then it will look like this. Because Exergis will be very relying on the status build, hence will not put any crit chance or crit damage into it. This also means that this weapon will be quite similar to our first generation Incarnon weapons day, where we won't be slogging any critical mods into it. Thus, it will free out more slots for us to work for. The first thing is that we obviously need the Galvanized Health and Savvy, of course for the extra multi-shot and CO damage. And we will also need to put Viral in it because it's actually got a good amount of slash and we want to make into a slash Viral combo. But rather than 2 unranked 60-60 mods, our core mod will be using Chilling Reload and also unranked, because not only we want to control the viral properties, but we also need an extra reload speed. This also means that we'll be relying on primary merciless, because for Exergis, the fire rate won't be affecting it that much as it only has 1 magazine. Means that the one that actually affect the DPS and the KPM will be actually the reload speed. Hence, we need to cut the reload speed to as minimal as possible. And this also means that one mod that not used that much actually got good uses, Tainted Shell. Tainted Shell gives you a negative fire rate, which for Exergis not harm that much, as Exergis don't really need that fire rate. Instead, what Tainted Shell provides us is that it has the decrease in the spread. Because you know that Exergis as a shotgun will spread the pellets out very wide. So we need to reduce the spread so that we can concentrate more shot into a single spot. Seeking Fury is here because this will not only provide extra reload speed as well, but it also gives us some punch through. You can go with Seeking Force for extra punch through, but that will be based on your choice, whether you want more punch through or extra reload speed with slight punch through. Faction mod is here because we're using slash build, so this is a must. And for the last slot here, this is quite a flexible slot for you to go for, because we don't really need to go any critical build. Hence, you can actually go with status chance like motor setup or nano applicator based on your choice. But if you're like me that using Ash here, you can actually go with something spicy like adding the critical damage, because Ash got the second ability augment to try to increase crit chance, but I don't know, that's very based on choice. And overall, if you ask me, is this weapon really good? I would say it's pretty good. If the enemies can be affected by the status, of course, in the first place. Because this weapon is heavily status build and not even use any crit chance or damage at all. So if the enemy cannot be affected by the status, then there's no such way that you can do a good amount of damage. Pure damage is good, but seriously, they don't really skill that much as we wanted to. This is why condition overload always being so much better. And this also means that sometimes when you try to fight at certain enemies, it might take some time. But trust me, I tried for myself and They can do the job quite well. It's just that most anime don't even give you some time to work with. This is why this weapon is quite underrated, but I would say that this weapon is worth the pay. So trust me, and trust what Carl said. If this is your first time watching, why not leave a like and subscribe to my channel so that you won't miss out any news contents from me. Why not leave your comments down below if you got any ideas or thoughts you want to share with all of us. And that's it from me, and as always, I will see you all next time. Bye bye!